The Optimism token is here. The OP token was launched earlier this week, and with it, crypto may have kicked off Layer 2 season. Hello everyone, I'm Nathan, Senior Researcher over at Collective Shift, where we share the latest and best crypto analysis and advice on this channel to help you create wealth and freedom. Today's video is going to go through the OP token, hopefully about a 10-minute video. 3 things we're going to kick off on our agenda. What is the OP token and how to claim it? What is the value of the OP token and what should I do with my airdrop? And how can I participate on the Optimism blockchain in the future so that I increase my probability of receiving airdrop number 2, 3, and 4, which we know are coming. Before we dive in, if you're enjoying the content, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest advice. And with that, let's kick it off. Today we are talking about the Optimism token, or the OP token. Let's quickly go over the overview. We have a price of about $1.40. Market cap is a little over 300 million, and a fully diluted valuation of a little over 6 billion. So quite a large spread between the market capitalization and the fully diluted market capitalization. And of course, why is that? Well, it's because we have a large spread between the circulating token supply, about 214 million, and the total token supply, which is more than 4.2 billion. So that is the initial tokenomics of our OP token. We can come down to the chart and have a look at the last 7 days, but Coingecko doesn't always have the earliest price activity. So what we did use was DexScreener. If you head over to DexScreener, DexScreener does have an Optimism page. We've dropped in the OP token, and DexScreener typically gets trading volume from the very first issuance, the very first liquidity pool being created, and shows you those early couple of hours of token trading, where Coingecko typically lags DexScreener a little bit. So as we can see here, on May 31st, the OP token was launched at about $1.28. So we're a little bit over the initial issuance price. In the first couple of hours, that price did drop to about, I think, 70 cents, 90 cents, around there. The drop was a little bit shaky just due to communication of when the token was actually live. There were contract addresses being shared. On the website, it says the token was live. In community channels, it said it wasn't live. There were people that were minting or claiming the tokens directly from the smart contract, with also increased confusion. So during the initial hour or two, their prices did go down, but then rebounded quickly all the way up to about $1.80. I think it hit over $2 for a little bit. And so since then, we've regressed to about $1.40, or yes, about $1.40, about 300 million in market cap. Now, a quick story about the OP token. The Optimism blockchain is a layer 2 scaling solution for the Ethereum mainnet. And on April 26th, they introduced the Optimism Collective and their OP token. This was also when they announced who would be eligible for claiming the tokens for the first airdrop. Now, what is the Optimism Collective? Really quickly. The Collective is a band of communities, companies, and citizens united by a mutually beneficial pact to adhere to the axiom of impact equals profit. Wonderful. So we've got pretty much the digital governance layer for the OP token. We govern the OP token and, maybe indirectly the OP blockchain through the Collective. Wonderful. So another example right there of potentially kicking off Layer 2 season. We have the Optimism token, the Optimism Collective, that is going to be a community effort of building the blockchain. Moving on to how to claim. If we go from Twitter, they do have a link to claim the OP airdrop number 1, app.optimism.io/airdrop. If you go there, you will be able to check your eligibility. I won't click that because then you'll see how many tokens I received. But after you say click or start the claim process, it's actually a 5-step claim process, and it's kind of fun. Really like what they did here. Instead of just clicking the claim button and you receiving your tokens, we have number 1, we're going to check our eligibility. 2, they actually make you take a little quiz, learn about optimism. They ask you 3 different questions, which I've actually already answered. And once you get those right, you can go forward to read the Constitution, which is a nice touch. I've clicked, I have read and understood the Constitution. I'll click continue. The 4th option in the claim process is the delegation of your tokens for voting purposes. Now, you don't have to delegate your tokens to somebody else. That's just if you want to give up your voting rights or pretty much the process of voting because you don't have time. I'm going to skip putting in my interests, and I'm actually just going to delegate to myself because I want to retain voting power, and I want people to know that, my wallet has voted and is an active participant in decentralized governance. So the UI is not great here, but you actually click this "You can delegate to anyone" button. You paste in your ENS address. You can just paste in your own there, and then you can press delegate. So there we go. I've delegated to myself, and we have finished the claiming of the tokens. So I would actually just press the claim button right there, and we would move on, and then I would confirm a transaction in my MetaMask, and the tokens would be claimed. Now, where do we actually see those tokens? Similar to Ethereum mainnet, we have a blockchain explorer for Optimism. It's made by Etherscan, which is really nice. So I believe it's Optimism at .etherscan.io, optimistic.etherscan.io. And you can come in here, put in your contract address, and then see that you've claimed your tokens or track any other activity that you do on the Optimism blockchain. Really quickly, before we get into how we can participate on the Optimism blockchain to increase our probability of receiving airdrop number 2, let's have a look at the valuation right now of the OP token. And for those that are holding their airdrop, what should we do and what should our strategy be for selling or hodling? Now, just a quick reminder, we have a $300 million market cap at about a $6 billion fully diluted market cap. Now let's compare this to other blockchains that are out there. On the CollectiveShift.io platform, we wrote an article yesterday going through a lot of the things that I'm talking about on this video, but a little bit more in depth. And in this, we compared the OP valuation to other blockchains. We chose Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche, Polygon, Near, Algorand, Cosmos, Phantom, and Harmony. Now, some of these are layer 2s, some of these are layer 1s. The defining of blockchains is kind of still being written at the moment. We've got layer 1s like Solana, Polkadot. We've got potentially layer 1s like Avalanche that are EVM compatible. And we've also got Near and Algorand that aren't EVM compatible. So we've got a range of comparable blockchains here. And from a market capitalization standpoint, Optimism is valued less than every single one of them. From a fully diluted market cap standpoint, they're valued about we saw 6 billion, so this is actually updated from yesterday to 6 billion, which values them at around Polygon's valuation and more valuable than the Near blockchains down. Now, quite an interesting little valuation here. If we were to talk anecdotally about my trust in block space and the use of a blockchain, I would probably put Optimism above Harmony, potentially above Phantom, above Cosmos, above Algorand, above Near, and probably on par with Polygon. Probably wouldn't value, and on par with Avalanche. Probably wouldn't value it as high as some layer 1s like Polkadot and Solana, who promise to be layer 1 databases and distributed ledgers. But I do think Optimism is more valuable than some of these blockchains down the bottom here. Now, I do think they have an issue with the circulating token supply compared to total token supply. Now, let me change my screen. Let me get out of full screen mode, and let me change my screen because I've got a few numbers here on the right-hand side, and feel free to pause and take a look at these numbers on the right-hand side. I've pretty much just taken the circulating token supply of 214, and actually let's go half screen mode so we can view this in a little bit. There we go. We'll get it into 150. There we go. So I've taken the total token supply the circulating token supply of 214 million tokens. I have the total token supply of 4.2 billion tokens, and then I've pretty much just listed token prices from 50 cents to $5 with 25-cent increments. If I simply multiply the circulating token supply by my hypothetical price, I get the market cap. And obviously, if I multiply the total token supply by my hypothetical price, I get the fully diluted. So this gives us a bit of a range of what do we think the market can swallow related to the Optimism valuation in the short term. Now we've hit 10 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly. We'll have a quick look at this chart and then a quick little explanation of how to participate on the Optimism blockchain. So we're sitting at about $1.50, about 300 million, $6 billion market cap. If we were to go up to $2, or actually, if we were to go up to about $2.50, I think it's $2.35, we would hit 10 billion. If we got up to $4.70, we would be at 20 billion for fully diluted valuation. And if we did that, we would actually be valued at the same as Solana. If we reach 10 billion in fully diluted market cap, we would be on par with Polkadot. So I'm kind of looking at those two valuations, about $4.70, $2.35 is kind of our upper bounds in the short term, especially the $5 and $4.70, kind of an upper bounds for our prices in the short term. I don't think that we will have exponential pricing or exponential price increases that will go above the valuations of Solana and Polkadot for the OP token, just given the bear market, given the initial valuation being pretty low. But I do think we could see this token price run up, to $2, $3, $4 if we experience an initial pump in price here in the first couple of weeks. So pretty good little barometer test here of, I'm not usually too concerned about fully diluted market caps, but with such a large spread between circulating and and total token supply, I just don't think the market can swallow valuations for OP in the fully diluted range really above 20 billion. But that's for me. Now, moving back. So, personally, I am going to actually probably sell this airdrop. I'm probably going to wait a week or two. I'm going to probably try to price this above $2. And if I could sell periodically over the coming week at above a price of $2, I'd be pretty happy. And I'd be able to sell for tax purposes, sell a little bit more to take some profit, and then, keep, 10 to 30% of the tokens that I receive. That's probably my strategy. Now, really quickly, before we end this video, how do we participate on the Optimism blockchain for airdrop number 2? We go to chainlist.org. We look up Optimism. We add the Optimism RPC to our MetaMask wallet, and then we go over to the bridge. app.optimism.io/bridge. We would be able to bridge funds from Ethereum mainnet or from actually quite a few blockchains now and centralized exchanges, which is really, really cool. Like the ability to send money from Coinbase straight to Optimism, massive for me. And then we would, follow the steps here and it would bridge over, and then we would have funds on the Optimism blockchain. And like I mentioned, the Optimism blockchain does have an Etherscan, a blockchain explorer that you can then track your activity and track dApps, applications, tokens that live on the Optimism blockchain. And that is it for me today. Thank you everyone that got this far. Really appreciate you being here. Hopefully you received the OP token airdrop. Let me know in the comments what you plan to do with your strategy. And as a reminder, we have the collectiveshift.io platform. We have our investment section. We have an assets page. We have an airdrops dedicated page for airdrop strategies. We actually already ticked off Optimism airdrop number 1 from this airdrops page because it's done. And we've actually already put up instructions for the Optimism airdrop number 2. Thank you very much. And that's it for me. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you to anyone that got this far. Bye for now.